to another episode of The Crimson Fly, where you can see the process of making the animated comic. My name is Colin SkipperWing Bird, and if you'd like a version of this video without the audio commentary, you can check out the links in the description below, or in the cards, or in the annotations when they appear on screen at the end of this video. Or you can just click my face, there should be an annotation right now. Before we get started, today's music is Coconut Mystery by Ghost and Ghost, as provided by the Argo Fox YouTube channel. You can find a link to download it below in the description. On to today's comic. Issue number 6, strip number 74. The slow burn continues. This strip is more of a dialogue piece. Okay, well, it's entirely a dialogue piece, and those often make me nervous. Not so much writing dialogue, at least not yet. I'm sure I'll cringe later, though thank you to my editor for making the fixes. But more in how to frame that dialogue in a visually interesting way. Comics are a visual medium after all, and animated comics more so. There is a reason why The Crimson Fly is an action-driven story. Lots of dynamic poses and actions that make for visually arresting animation. That being said, until we are able to communicate in ways that don't stop us dead in our track, either to think, or to breathe, or to respond, or to properly articulate, etc., etc., dialogue, or rather exposition, is always going to bring the pacing of any medium it shows up in to a dead halt, and usually the emotional mood with it. That's why we have the phrase, show, don't tell. When we tell, usually through dialogue, though flashbacks can fall in this category, we're essentially saying, hold on a second, I know what you're doing was really important, but this bit I'm telling you now that you won't remember in a minute will be really important later. But also without telling us why we should care emotionally, which is arguably more important. It doesn't matter that you know that you should care if you don't feel that you should care. It's why 1 million is a statistic after all. Unless you see those people die, you don't fear for the lives of yourselves and your loved ones. You don't feel sadness for the people killed and the loved ones who will have to live with the grief, and you don't feel anger at the people who caused the tragedy or enabled it. If you hear about it but you don't see it, you don't feel it. Showing, as opposed to telling, makes this easier. Because a lot of the symbols are translated for you by your eyes and brain on a subconscious level, and making you feel emotions you aren't aware of, and thus making you feel the information your conscious brain is currently intaking. What does the color red make you feel? Danger? Adrenaline? How do you feel when a big, large shape takes on a smaller shape, like David versus Goliath? When you're looking up at something versus looking down on it, it's killing two birds with one stone, but it's hard because no one can universally agree what symbols should mean. Does an open palm mean stop? Or that you surrender? Or that you're going to drive that palm through someone's face? Depends on where you're from, what you know, and what you're consuming. And that's why we have dialogue, to filter around the swirl of emotions and tell the consumer exactly what we want them to get out of what they're consuming. The problem with it for me is that this strip, and the next few to an extent, focus more on actions that don't necessarily translate well for animation, namely talking and expositing. It can be done. The manga Bakuman is a pretty decent masterclass in making something as mundane as drawing interesting, and there's a lot of manga out there with that same dichotomy. The other trick at my disposal is making you care enough about the events unfolding through curiosity in the hopes that the payoff is worth it. Why are these people here? What are they going to do? Does it have anything at all to do with the Crimson Fly? Is it worth my time? I know these are questions you're asking yourself right now. And curiosity is a powerful emotion. It did kill a cat after all. That being said, satisfaction did bring it back. And I'm hoping that I can stall you long enough with curiosity to make what you find out about the Crimson Fly satisfying enough to risk tempting your curiosity again and again.